So we're all aware of the likes of Adabiega, Welsh, Aboa, Hills, Warner and Tompkinson. And they've got a really good chance to kind of step through to the first team next season. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 players that have got a chance to step up in the years to come. So first up is Gabe Forsyth, and his ability from wide areas is absolutely superb, especially in his left-back position. Gabe has got superb crossing ability, which actually is why he's actually one of the set piece takers for the both academy sides this season, and his ability to constantly get the ball in the correct areas is actually what sets him apart, I reckon, from his other kind of teammates in that role. There's been some quite rare scenarios this season where like Gabe hasn't got a set piece bang on the money. He's so good at not hitting it on the first man, which I think is very, very accustomed to, especially with Norwich in the first team. So that's actually really, really encouraging from that perspective. Especially his swinging crosses is definitely his forte. Sorry, he manages to find his teammates absolutely brilliantly, which is all from his magical left foot. Gabe's left foot is absolutely superb, and when he's playing as an right attacking midfielder, that's been demonstrated too, because from deep areas, Gabe is superb at starting counter-attack just due to one cut inside and a long ball forward. And when you've got such great long passing qualities, that the accuracy is so important. And with Gabe, that accuracy has always been a really, really good theme of his game, which is why I think that is probably one of his biggest super strengths at Norwich, and actually probably throughout his whole career, actually, and probably why he was selected for the Scottish under-19s team during March as well. So he's got superb technical quality, which is why I think next year he'll probably be one of the main men for the under-21s team. And that magical left foot has actually managed to score on quite a few nice goals this season as well, and some nice assists from deep areas too. And when he's played in such a variety of positions, mostly left back, unfortunately, but as a left back, I think that's really encouraging as well, because when he has played in that role this season, he's managed to kind of demonstrate his accuracy of his crosses superbly. And I think when you've got a fullback who can whip in a ball as much as Gabe can do to his potential, then I think you've really got a good player that can not only play well on his natural side, but also inverted as well. And although he likes to kind of like cut in, and he probably like needs to get better with his weaker foot on his right foot, that is anyway. Throughout the years to come, it's definitely a really encouraging start for Gabe with his Norwich career, really. And when he can play as a attacking midfielder, a left back, centre midfield, as well as an attacking midfielder, then I think you're pretty set up really well for a promising career, really. Next up is Elliot Miles, and Elliot is absolutely exhilarating to watch at times, and I think that was showcased during the FA Cup against Leeds during December, really. And when he's playing with so much confidence and swagger, he dribbles through opponents at ease, and when he's also dribbling with the ball, he's able to showcase his skill and flair as well, with some nice touches here and there, as well as some nice spins as well away from defenders, which makes him such a unique talent. Another thing to say about Elliot as well is that he is such a positive thinker in possession as well. So actually similar to Gabe, really, I think those two in particular, they're the most positive things in the entire academy. And what I mean by this in particular is they're both so talented at identifying a pass really early and then just go to play it. They can find passes which not much Norwich players can actually find. So I think when you've kind of got that in your locker, it makes you a very, very talented player. What I think Elliot Miles actually needs at time is like a telepathic relationship with like a Norwich striker in the academy to kind of really showcase his numbers in a better light, really, because although he got 14 goal contributions across the under-18s and 21s competitively last season, I feel like he could have so much more if the strikers actually read the passes which he was actually playing. So Elliot is so progressive, so positive on the ball, and when you've got a player that is full of confidence and has got the technical quality to match, it makes her for a very, very exciting player. And when Elliot gets the ball deep on his right foot, I expect chaos to happen. And when he's actually towards the 18-yard box as well, he's so clinical, especially in the box as well. He's one of the most composed players in the box, I think, across the academy. He can find the corners absolutely superbly, and it's just trying to get Elliot in those positions more frequently, really, because he's got the talent to absolutely smash it and be a real figure for Norwich moving forward. And Yeah, hopefully, I think him and Gabe are probably going to be the two most kind of prolific players next year for the under 21. So Elliot Miles is my second pick. Next up is Uriah JJ, and Uriah could be a big player for the under 21s next season because he is super aggressive, and when Uriah is super aggressive, he wins so much duels for the team, and that is so important because I think when you've got a midfielder who is able to like lead from the front and be that powerhouse in midfield, it makes the team a bit more physical and a bit more powerful and dynamic, and that is certainly what Uriah brings. Uriah has brought that now for the last 2 seasons. He's been that kind of consistent voice in midfield to break up the play, and the thing with Uriah as well is when he wins the duels, he wins about 10 duels a game as well, which is absolutely huge, especially when you wanted to try and sit in, and when Uriah wins a ball back so frequently, he's able to start counter attacks as well due to his playing out from the back. Although Uriah's I think passing probably like declined slightly towards the back end of the season, it's still relatively strong. But he probably wants to get it to a better level to be in the first team in a few years' time. But when you've got a player who's so dictating and demands a lot from your teammates, it's so important, and it says a lot about Uriah's personality to kind of be the best he can be and to empower other people as well. And I think he's got a really big presence and future for the team in the years to come, really. But I do expect him to kind of be playing for 21s across the whole season. But definitely a player I will be watching with keen interest. Penultimately, our next player is Waylon Reneke, and Waylon is an absolutely superb talent on the ball. And most of the play actually for the under 21s actually gets built through Waylon because he's so strong at playing the ball through the thirds, and he's so good at identifying passes to his advanced teammates as well, which makes him a very talented player at doing so, and it makes him stand out as well. And that is probably what is Waylon's like massive super strength, his ability to kind of play through the thirds, as well as picks up his passing rate. He's so good at playing short passes, as well as long distance switch passes as well to the flanks. So he's got kind of like a lot of passing traits to his locker, and not only is Waylon a very good passer of the ball, he's absolutely superb in the air as well, especially for defensively, because obviously the under 21s don't have like an absolute massive team this season. They've had like the likes of Kenneboa and Philly Welsh, who are quite small players. So it's really important that Norwich have two really good centre halves who are very comfortable all at heading the ball away, and that is what Waylon is superb at doing. So not only can Waylon like head the ball away to really good distances, if you kind of switch that to the attacking box, he's absolutely superb at doing that as well. I don't know if you guys remember, but about 2 years ago now in the FA Youth Cup campaign in the 22-23 one against Burnley, Waylon actually scored from a header, which just showcased his ambition to kind of head the ball and make contact with the ball at a really good pace. So I think Waylon is a very good player, especially to have in defensive situations. And not only is Waylon really good in the air, his front post defending is absolutely superb, and this kind of brings in Waylon's kind of like tactical game from an overall stand perspective, really, because Reneke is definitely a player who I think is a very switched on individual, and tactically, for him being only a teenager still, 17, 18 years old, it's really encouraging to kind of see Waylon really kind of like get to grip with a whole load of defensive situations across the season, really, because he's had to make a step up from 18s to 21s football, and that can be quite hard because like there's more attacking ideas that are more kind of comprehensive and detailed, but Waylon has shown his kind of ability to kind of understand that to a really good level, and if his front post defending has always been a really big strength of this game since under-18s level. Really, he's really kind of found the art of getting into good zonal positions to kind of like nullify any incoming crosses coming into his box. So that is very encouraging to hear. And Waylon Reneke, I think, is going to have a big future as well, because obviously even he was chosen to go with Dave Wagner for the first two squad away. Last but not least is Errol Smith, and maybe the best till last, some might say, but Errol's rise this year has been absolutely superb. He joined actually the club as a trialist early season as well from Croydon. And the fact that we're sitting here today and Errol was a top scorer between the 80s and 21s team is absolutely superb. Errol scored 16 goals across the season, which is absolutely unheard of, really, especially for a striker that came as a trialist. And I think he got 26 goal contributions in total as well. So that just showcases his amazing season, really. And towards the latter stages of the month, especially during March onwards, I would say, he was absolutely busting and toiling with underrated defenders. They couldn't deal with it, with his power and his actual like savviness of like how he like protects the ball. Errol has got an absolutely superb first touch, which was actually showcased really because underrated chose to go like longer during the towards the end of the season really. And when that was kind of showcased on an array of occasions, Errol was allowed to kind of like take the ball down nicely, and that was against defenders who were like marking him quite tightly as well. So that just shows Errol's ability to not only hold off against quite congested and quite strong defenders, it can also run away from them as well. And that's an absolutely superb trait to have, especially for a kind of a target man in Norwich's side, because they have quite an important role to try and bring the team forward. And that is what Errol has done superbly across the season, really. When Errol kind of breaks away from his defenders, he's got superb pace and acceleration, really, to kind of burst away from his opponents. And his aim is always to try and get the ball towards his left foot in the attacking third. And when he gets his left foot over the ball, you expect a really good kind of finish or kind of shot actions really happen, because he is so precise in the way he likes to strike the ball as well. And even the small elements as well, like you don't really like associate with him. Errol is a very tall striker as well, but his nimbleness is absolutely outstanding, because he can like navigate through tight spaces amazingly for a guy who is so tall, which is kind of crazy really. And so that has got to be taken into consideration. And he's very quick as well, dynamic, and they just couldn't really cope with him across the season, really. He was just so intelligent as well in those areas. And but I think Errol's biggest strength is his composure in the final third. And he's got a real chance next year, I think, for the 21s team to be that main man for the team, to try and be the top goal scorer again. Because if he does, then he's going to have EFL clubs sniffing for him on loan for the following season, because his form has been absolutely superb, and Errol's future at Norwich is looking so promising. And if you enjoyed this, guys, please leave a like and subscribe. We honestly, the support we've had so far, we appreciate it so much. So thank you very much. But before I end the video, I want to kind of pay a commemoration to a Norwich legend actually, who unfortunately passed away today, or obviously it was announced on the Norwich channels today as well. So that was quite a sad moment, because a huge kind of member of the club as well, by the name of Terry Allcock, and he made 339 appearances for the club and over 11 years, and he was our second top goal scorer of all time with 106 goals, and which made him a Hall of Fame member. So I wanted to kind of end the video just commemorating his life and a brilliant kind of inspiration he was to many. So thank you very much, guys, for watching, listening, and I hope to see you in the next one. All the best.